Pope Francis, a man of humility, a champion of the poor. He embodied a radical simplicity. J.D. Vance, on the other hand, was a political climber. He embraced a harsh, America-first rhetoric. These two men, seemingly worlds apart, found themselves on a collision course. Their clash was more than just a difference of opinion. It cut to the heart of faith, nationhood, and the very meaning of Christian love. Francis, the Argentine Jesuit, spoke of a church for the poor. He challenged the powerful, embraced the marginalized. Vance, the self-proclaimed voice of the forgotten American, championed a different kind of exclusion. He saw threats in the stranger, the immigrant, the other. The Pope spoke of bridges, Vance of walls. One man saw the universality of the gospel, the other, its potential to divide. Their encounters were few but significant. They exposed a growing fault line within Christianity itself. Could faith be reconciled with the rising tide of nationalism? Could one love both God and country without betraying the other? These questions resonated far beyond the halls of the Vatican, echoing in the heart of a divided America. The answers, as elusive as ever, held profound implications for the future of both faith and politics. February 2025. Pope Francis sent a letter. It was addressed to the U.S. bishops. The message was clear, though unspoken. Francis condemned the rise of Christian nationalism. He criticized those who used faith to justify exclusion. Though he didn't name names, the target was clear: J.D. Vance and his ilk. The Pope's words were a rebuke. He reminded the bishops of their duty. They were to welcome the stranger, not demonize them. He spoke of the gospel's message of universal love. It was a love that knew no borders, no exceptions. Vance, however, saw things differently. He believed in putting America first. He saw Christian love as a finite resource. It should be directed inward towards fellow citizens. The Pope's letter was a stark warning. It was a sign of the growing chasm between these two visions of Christianity. One embraced the universal, the other the particular. The clash was inevitable. Ordo amoris, rightly ordered love. It was a concept Vance clung to. He argued that charity began at home. First, you care for your own. Then, if resources allow, you extend compassion outwards. The Pope saw it differently. Francis believed in a radical kind of love. It was a love that transcended borders and identities. He saw Christ in the face of the refugee, the migrant, the outcast. To prioritize one's own was to betray the gospel's message. Vance's Ordo amoris became a point of contention. It was a philosophical shield for his nationalist agenda. He used it to justify restrictive immigration policies. He argued that limited resources demanded tough choices. The Pope, however, saw abundance in generosity, not scarcity. Their disagreement wasn't just about policy, it was a fundamental clash of worldviews. Section 4. An Easter Encounter, Chocolate Eggs and Unbridgeable Divides. Easter Sunday, 2025. Vance met the Pope. It was a brief encounter. Cameras caught a handshake, a few inaudible words. The Pope gifted Vance rosaries, a tie, and chocolate Easter eggs for his children. The optics were fascinating. The champion of the marginalized and the architect of exclusion, face to face. Did they find common ground? The answer seemed evident in their subsequent actions. Vance continued his attacks on the U.S. bishops. He accused them of prioritizing illegal immigrants over struggling Americans. The Pope, meanwhile, continued his criticism of nationalist rhetoric. He spoke of the need for bridges, not walls. The Easter meeting, it seemed, did little to bridge the chasm between them. It was a symbolic encounter, but one that underscored the depth of their ideological divide. Section 5. Death and Tweets, A Complicated Legacy in 140 Characters, April 21, 2025. Pope Francis passed away. The world mourned. Vance tweeted his condolences. He called Francis a great Christian pastor, but the praise rang hollow. He couldn't resist adding a barb, implying that not all Catholics loved the Pope. His words sparked outrage. Critics accused him of hypocrisy. They pointed to his history of attacks on Francis's teachings. The tweet encapsulated the complex relationship between the two men. Vance saw himself as a faithful Catholic. He believed in the Church's teachings, but he cherry-picked those teachings, ignoring those that challenged his worldview. The Pope's death did little to change that. If anything, it highlighted the growing divide within the Church itself. It was a divide between those who embraced the Gospel's message of universal love and those who sought to weaponize it for political gain. The legacy of Pope Francis and his complicated relationship with J.D. Vance would continue to be debated for years to come.